Here we go, my peoples, my peoples. Welcome to Box Center. I'm Jay Smith. Y'all already know what it is. We talking boxing. I got my brother over here, Angel Vargas, and he's gonna give us his Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez prediction. But before he does so, I want you guys to have the opportunity to get to know Angel Vargas. So before everybody joins in, this is recorded. You have the opportunity to see it. Um, First of all, Angel, I appreciate you giving us the opportunity, giving us the time to come in on Box Center. Salute to you, young lion.
Yes, sir.
Um, can you tell me a little bit about you're an amateur fighter right now. When did you start boxing?
I started boxing at the age of 7, and I started my career at Rock Boxing Academy here in Grand Prairie, Texas. And I've been to many nationals and different tournaments, and I've enjoyed every second of it.
I hear that. I hear that. And how old are you right now?
I'm currently 16.
16, and you started boxing when you were 7?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So at 16 years old, you've been boxing for 9 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you tell me about an experience as an amateur boxer that you've had where you felt like, okay, I know I'm gonna go all the way. That's it. Like you knew that you wanted to become a professional fighter and become a world champion. When did you feel that way? Is there a fight where you felt that way?
Well, I believe it would be my first fight is because I saw my brother enter the ring at Golden Gloves, and at the time I was 7. I couldn't fight or nothing, and I really wanted to follow my brother's footsteps. So ever since he got in the ring, I've always wanted to enter myself.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is there a specific fight that you've had the opportunity to be a part of where you said, where you it was a tough fight where you looked like it was maybe you was about to lose, but you were able to pull through? Have you ever been in that type of fight?
Yes, sir, many times. At this recent nationals, I have been part of it, and the ones in New Mexico, and many different national tournaments. But I don't really like to go down too much. I like to stay winning, of course. And yes, sir.
But let me ask you, what is the mindset? If you know you're behind, what is the mindset? What does it take for you to actually, make a comeback, start getting, scoring points and actually win? What is the mindset behind that?
Well, I can just see the look on my father's face when he told me to tell me this news, and it gets me motivated to go out and show my father that I'm a good boxer too, and that I'm not just here to play around. That I want to show my father that I can be a great boxer, and that I can just be even better than he was.
What are your plans as far as I know that you recently participated in the tournament, but what's next? What's next for Angel Vargas?
Nationals in December, but even further, I want to become a professional fighter, and I know that there's many steps that I have to take to get that, and I'm willing to go to any nationals, win any fights, and get the many experience that I can.
Okay, so the ultimate goal is to become a professional fighter.
Yes, sir. A world champion, not just a professional fighter.
Got you. Okay, making that clear. You had to make that clear, huh?
Sir.
I feel you. I feel you. Now, being that you're so young, there's you still have a few years to go before you turn professional. Are you going to remain like super active, participating in all of these tournaments?
Yes, sir. I want to get as much experience as I can, no matter the outcome. I want to be able to learn from these different fighters and different styles.
I saw you took a picture with Teofimo Lopez. That picture went viral. Where did you see Teofimo? It
At the
looked like you were.
national, at the nationals here at Las Vegas, I wasn't expecting to see him, but it was a surreal feeling that I got to meet him.
Okay, and did he give you any words of advice?
Well, I was just about to step in the ring, so there wasn't any time, but I'm sure he
Now,
will.
okay. Oh, you was doing your ring walk when you saw him?
Yes, sir. I
Wow.
had to take I had to check out the opportunity to get a picture with him.
I feel you. Wow, that I think that makes that picture even more special. The fact that you were, in the middle of about to fight when you took a picture with him. So I think that makes it much cooler than, if you ran into him at a mall and say, hey, Teofimo, let's take a picture real quick.
Yeah.
So Angel Vargas says he's going to become a world champion. What division do you fight in right now?
I currently fight at 121 youth male.
Okay. And do you make that weight comfortably, or do you foresee that you'll be moving up soon?
Well, I don't know what's in the future for me yet, but it does take a little bit of work to get down to 121 since I walk around 135 and stuff.
Okay, got you. Well, Angel Vargas, I am looking forward, man, to seeing you, continuing that development process and eventually become a professional. Yo, don't forget about us, man, when you become a world
Yeah.
champion. I'm telling you that right now. So let's get down to business. Angel Vargas, you ready for this smoke?
Yes, sir.
Here's the magic question for you. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. They're going to be fighting on September 13th. Who do you got winning that fight?
Well, I have to go with my bro, Terence Crawford. I like Canelo. He's a great fighter, and Terence Crawford moving up in weight is the reason why I wanna see him win. He's a great fighter, great boxer, and I know he can do many good things, which he
Okay.
already has done. But you know, I want to see him beat Canelo too.
Okay. Do you see how that fight plays out? Would you say it goes to distance, or is Crawford going to look for the stoppage?
Well, Crawford always got his stoppages late in the fight, so I hope he can get the stoppage late in the fight. And the beginning of the fight, I think he's gonna use his jab and try to wear down Canelo. It's gonna be
Okay.
not gonna be easy to do.
Okay. Ron in the comment section says Bud is gonna win. JJ's in there. Has hello, J Smith. Let's go. I'm in Denver right now. God bless. My peoples, by the way, who y'all see with me right here is Young Lion Angel Vargas. Angel is an elite level amateur boxer doing his thing. He's planning on turning professional, and he already said it, man. He's planning on becoming a world champion.
Sir.
Angel Vargas, can you tell the guys some of the tournaments that you participated in?
Well, I've been to Junior Olympics and the national championship, silver gloves, and many other nationals that I don't really know the name of. I just participate in fights. And that's my main goal is to win, not to be worried about anything else.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. By the way, my peoples, Angel Vargas is the young man that y'all seen with Teofimo Lopez in the picture that I posted. So let me ask you a question, Angel. A lot of people are making a big fuzz about Crawford moving up two divisions and how he's 154 and he's fighting at 168. He's too small. Canelo's too big. Why do you feel like Crawford can win that fight when people are making that argument?
Well, I've moved up weight in class and fought bigger guys too. And yes, the power does make a difference, but what ultimately comes down to is technique and style. And Crawford definitely has that. And Crawford's no little man, that's for sure. He's big. And if this weight's not really going to affect him that much, since he might be fighting like a natural weight class, maybe in the later rounds or in the middle, it's going to affect him. But I think he can still pull it off. He's a world champion for a reason.
And I agree with you 100%. I don't know why people, speak on it as if the weight is everything, as if the power is everything. When we know, you as a fighter know that power doesn't dictate every fight. Skills, has a lot to do with the outcome. JJ's in there has good luck for your future boxing. Stay focused and stay hungry. That's for you, young lion.
Sure.
Um, my people's Angel Vargas is a young man who can fight. He can fight. So follow him. Follow him on YouTube. I mean, follow him on Instagram. Tell him your Instagram, my brother.
Machine Angel Vargas, that is my
My,
Instagram.
my peoples, follow this young man. He's gonna go on to do big things. He's not playing around. Um, Angel, I can't let you go just yet. Because I got another prediction and by the way, my peoples, if y'all want to ask the young lion a question, go ahead, man. Yo, Angel, I gotta ask you, man, if Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson fight each other, who you see winning that fight?
Mm. Well, I love Tank, as myself. Yeah, we always fought taller guys too. So I like Tank, and I want Tank to win. But Shakur is a really good fighter, the way he handled Oscar Valdez. But I know Tank is no Oscar Valdez, so he's definitely going to put the work on Shakur. So I have to go with Tank.
Okay, you got Tank winning by decision or stoppage.
I always got to go with knockout. I know his performance with his last fight hasn't been that good, but when he comes with Shakur, he going to bring it.
Okay, okay. You heard it, my peoples. Angel Vargas has Tank Davis beating Shakur. Ron has a question. Have he been dropped? Angel, have you been dropped in the ring?
Only one time, but it was when I was very young. I would have said I got hit by a punch, but off balance and stuff, and I took a lot from that fight.
Okay.
But no,
So
I've never been
so
able
that's
to drop
really
like that. No, sir.
okay,
I always move my
okay.
head out the way.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. Um, Jump Pound, salute. Who we got? My brother right here, we have Angel Vargas, elite level amateur boxer, lots of experience. If you saw the picture I posted with a young man with Teofimo Lopez, that was him. He was participating in the tournament recently. And Angel Vargas is giving us his Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez prediction. Now, Angel, you probably or you may be aware that Terence Crawford is actually walking around weighing like 185 pounds. So he'll be actually cutting down to 168, which makes it crazy that people are talking about like he's this small guy that's gonna gain the pounds 2 weeks before the fight. He's gonna actually have to cut weight to make 168. He's in the process now in training camp. So taking that into consideration, do you see a possibility of a stoppage like with a big shot like Crawford, being big, strong, and catching Canelo with that shot that he don't see coming and sleeping him? Or how do you see the stoppage coming since you see it as a stoppage?
Well, the more weight, the slower the punches, but definitely Crawford would still have that speed from the lower weight classes and that experience. But Canelo's no easy target, so I don't think it's going to be to the head, but rather the body. But I know Canelo has good ring generalship and movement, so definitely he's going to work the body, maybe catch him lacking with some feints up in the head.
Okay. So, my peoples, for those who are asking in the building, we have Angel Vargas. Angel Vargas is an elite level amateur boxer. Check him out on IG. You'll see he be putting in that work. Just put it like that. John Parham, Crawford looked decent at this weight. Now you've seen him recently, Angel Vargas, and on Instagram, on the pressers and all that good stuff. How do you see Crawford right now? Do you? To me, he looks real strong, real big. How do you see him in the
Well,
face off? In the face off with Canelo Alvarez, how did you see him?
well, he's definitely big, not small, but he has the reach, the power, and the not. I want to say the experience. Canelo's definitely been in the game for a longer time, but I definitely got my money on Crawford.
He
Almost caught me
has
slipping. Almost caught me slipping.
almost caught you slipping, but not
Nah,
quite, not quite.
Crawford.
So with Tank Davis and Shakur, you got with
Tank,
Tank Davis, you got Tank
yes, sir.
by stoppage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Oh, wait a minute. How about Jerome Boost Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz?
Oh man. Well, definitely Jerome Boot Ennis. I seen him fight, and man, he got some hands. That's for sure. And Virgil, well, he always likes to come forward, but we've seen something a little different in his recent fight. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close fight, that's for sure. But I got Boots. I love Virgil, but
You
Boots
got Boost
definitely
winning that
Boots
by
definitely got.
decision?
I see by decision. Virgil's not an easy fighter. He's not gonna go down that easy.
Okay. Naoya Inoue, Bam Rodriguez.
What was that?
The monster, Naoya Inoue versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez.
I love Noah in a way, but we've seen the monster getting dropped a couple times with some punches, and Bam Bam definitely has that power. And I know some people want to see the monster win, but I got Bam Bam on that one.
Okay, okay. I feel you. John Parham got a question for you. Your opinion on Brian Norman Jr. Angel, that question is for you. What is your opinion on the fighter Brian Norman Jr.?
Well, I haven't heard that name.
Okay. Brian Norman Jr. is the champion that was about to fight Jerome Boots Ennis, but it didn't work out. He just won the other day by spectacular knockout fashion. Ron, I think Boots don't have that dog in him when it get nasty. How can you say that, bro? Boots had to get nasty with Karen twice.
Yes, sir.
Come on now, man. How you gonna say that, bro? Nah. Brian beating Boots. So I would say, Angel, definitely after we finish with this live, look up Brian Norman Jr. because he might be the guy at the welterweight division, because you know that Boots already announced that he's going to 154. Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is a fighter, young lion that you need to know. You need to know.
Yes, sir.
So
I've been quite busy. I've been quite busy at Nationals, so I haven't really had any time to be watching any other stuff. I want to stay focused on camp and stuff, and not be distracted by any external drama. But I'll definitely search up. Definitely.
I know that you've been putting in your own work, serious work. You've been putting hands and feet on people, winning fights in big tournaments. So I know that you focus on yourself. When you got a little bit of time, check them out.
Yes, sir.
You're up to date. John Parham, I can respect that. Of course, we got to respect that, my people. The young lion, he not focused on other people. He focused on himself. Salute. Wait a minute. I got a prediction for you. I'm going to need this from you. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence.
Oh, man. I got to say Errol Spence no matter what, man. He's from Texas. I grew up watching him, and, man, I love the way he fights.
Oh, boy, with the hometown.
Yeah, so I have to. I love Keith Thurman. I see him fight, but he's not the same as he was he's not no longer the one time. So Errol Spence definitely, he has some. He's been in a car crash and stuff, but I still think he can pull it off. He's a great fighter.
Sebastian Fundora is gonna have the rematch with Tim Tszyu. That's coming up. Who you got?
Always got to go with Tim Tszyu. He's a shorter fighter like me, so I have to represent I hope he can represent our people. Fight the taller guy and even comes out with it.
Okay, and I will say, first of all, did you watch the first fight?
Oh yes, I did.
Okay, so if you remember, before Timmy got cut, he was actually winning. He was putting hands on Fundora. Then he got cut. Everything went downhill from there. So it's kind of out of his hands. I felt like they should have actually stopped that fight and ruled it a no contest or a technical draw, because the cut was real early. I think it was like the fourth round.
Yes, sir.
But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Got another prediction for you. Jermell Charlo, we're talking about, is he going to still be? I think he's still going to stay at 154. So Jermell Charlo, Jerome Boots Ennis.
Oh, well, Jermell Charlo, he definitely been in some battles, and Boots he's a young guy. He's a great fighter. So I think he can pull it off. I think he can beat him.
Who's winning that fight?
Yes, sir. He's a young guy. He's more active, and I think he got something in him.
I feel you. Ron got Jermell as well. My peoples, we're about to end this live. First off, I want to give a shout out to Angel Vargas. Appreciate you joining us, my brother.
Sir.
Before we get out of here, do you want to give a shout out to anybody, young lion?
Well, I got to give a shout out to my father, for bringing me into boxing. So Coach Martin, Coach Vargas, and I've been working with Tony Cabello, and some other fighters that I've been sparring with that gave me some great work, some great insight, and I'm very grateful for those.
Okay, and what's next for Angel Vargas?
You already know, professional fighting for me, man. I want to be a world champion, but nationals, I always have to come first. I'm still growing, still learning, so I'm not going to rush the process. I don't want to go in too early.
I feel you, my brother. You already know what it is. We're gonna be checking you out, waiting for you to keep accomplishing. And I already told you, man, when you grab a belt and become a world champion, you better come to Box Center. Don't be like, oh, I'm too famous now. That's it.
I'll definitely be here. That's for sure.
You already know, my brother. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Bam. Peace.